One. As you know, we had a police-involved shooting early this morning. So shortly after 4 a.m., our officers were responding to a call of a burglary in the 100 block of East Walton. When our officers arrived on scene, they encountered an individual who was armed with a handgun. The officers attempted to de-escalate by telling the subject to drop the gun. He did not. Shortly thereafter, there was an exchange of gunfire. One of our officers was struck in the leg. He is suffering from a non-life-threatening wound to the leg. The subject was also struck in the exchange of gunfire. He is now currently in surgery. Shortly after being struck by gunfire, other officers arrived on scene. They applied a tourniquet to the officer. Those officers also applied life-saving techniques to the subject who was struck. They applied a tourniquet. The officers transported our officer to the hospital, and the subject was transported also, and he is currently in surgery right now. At this time, our detective division and COPA are investigating, and the investigation is ongoing.
Are you looking for any other suspects?
Yes, there were several individuals involved in this burglary. There were several vehicles involved. Right now, the scene is still being processed, so we don't have an exact number at this time. So as the investigation continues, we'll get more information.
And was that the SUV we saw near the Prada store where they were trying to break into those stores on Oak Street?
That was one of the vehicles. So they attempted to drive one vehicle, which was an SUV, a Durango. They attempted to drive that into the window of the Prada store. Yes.
Do you know how many suspects?
We don't have the exact number right now. We do know that there were multiple individuals involved in this. So as the investigation continues, we'll have more information.
And just the one in custody who's in surgery?
Yes, that's the individual that we have in custody right now.
Can you tell us when he was shot, the suspect?
Right now, don't know. He's in surgery, but we do know he was struck by gunfire.
Once or twice?
Not sure at this time right now.
In exchanging the gunfire, that was one officer and the one suspect, or was it?
No, there were two officers who fired their weapons. One officer, the officer who was struck is 55 years old, 17 years on the job. The second officer is 29 years old with 6 years on the job.
One more time for us, the officer who shot, male or female, and experience?
It's a male officer. He's 55 years old, 17 years on the job.
Superintendent, can you clarify, there are multiple locations here. The attempted smash and grab robbery was on Oak Street, is that right? The shooting on Walton?
The shooting was on Walton. Obviously, the burglary happened at the Prada store.
And that's on Oak Street?
Yes.
The police were responding to that?
The police were responding, but the individual that they encountered fled the scene. The officers pursued, and at the point that they came in contact with the individual, that's when the shots were fired.
Did he run out front of the driveway?
No, that's not connected. No, and he fled on foot. It wasn't in a vehicle. Yes.
All right,
thank you guys. Thank you.
Vehicles that were involved, yes?
Yes.
Vehicles that were
Yes.
pursued.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Superintendent.